Hello, everyone. I'm glad you joined me because I'm going to speak on it. Okay, so found a very interesting yet scary article out of the Business Insider. And so let me get into it. I mean, it's pretty interesting and scary, technology these days. All it takes to fool facial recognition at airports and banks is a printed mask, researchers found. So that is the headline. So basically, these new, they have that new printed technology where they come out where you can basically buy a printer on Amazon, have some software, put in, say a sketch or something, and you can print it out. So now they've discovered that if you print out a face, a lifelike face, which shows on this picture, it looks like him a lot, but it still looks cartoonish. But okay, let's get into this because this is crazy. Researchers were able to fool facial recognition software at airports and banks using a printed mask highlighting security vulnerabilities. The tests were carried out across 3 continents, fooling mobile pay tablets, a Chinese border control station, and a passport control gate at Amsterdam's airport. However, researchers were unable to fool some facial recognition software, including Apple's Face ID. Which, hey, I applaud Apple at this point, but I'm sad for myself or all you guys. Apple, a lot of Apple patrons, customers. I am not one of them. So right now, I'm a little bit on the Samsung better get it together hype, because I would have thought that if they were to mention anyone, it would be Samsung. That's one of the largest mobile phone facial recognition carriers. So what's going on there? So let's read a little bit. Let's get more into it. Facial recognition is being widely embraced as a security tool. Law enforcement and corporations alike are rolling it out to keep tabs on who's accessing airports, stores, and smartphone lock screens. And I don't even understand why law enforcement would be interested in somebody's smartphone lock screen, who's accessing them. That law enforcement and the government is getting a little bit, these corporations get a little bit too nosy, so that right there is the scary part. They're wanting too much of our information, and now they, just think about this. If you can, you can get somebody's face, they, have your face somewhere, then they can print off these things and they can go and basically use this face to access things on your behalf. So let's read a little bit more. As it turns out, the technology is fallible. Researchers with the AI firm Qinran were able to fool facial recognition systems at banks, border crossing checkpoints, and airports using a printed mask depicting a different person's face, they announced Thursday. Wow. See, banks? What banks use facial recognition? That's what I want to know. I didn't know about border crossings. I don't go across those. Airports are using facial recognition, which I didn't know. Which is, it's so the application of facial recognition can be used in so many places, and obviously are being used. That this definitely is something to be concerned about, especially using yours and putting your face out there. With my Samsung, I wanted to use my facial recognition, but couldn't because I wear contacts, and so because of that, it doesn't recognize. Well, I thought it was kind of more so the eyes that it recognized, but if it's recognized, it just, because of my context in my eyes, it doesn't recognize me, and I can't do it. So hey, at this point, now that I know this, I'm cool with it. But for those of you guys who do use it, now you really, look if that is the security, you want, because your face is somewhere in that program, in that software, in that phone. And if somebody could get a hand of that, if somebody can get that face, your face, they can, print off masks. So, I was wondering, like, why did they decide to research this? And it's like, to me, when people start to research things, it's because something is going on. And so is it like people already have, other people, civilian people, hacker people have already figured this out, and so, and they've like discovered this, or seen like some stuff they don't put in the news about facial recognition heists and stolen identities that they haven't told us about yet, for them to kind of like research to see if that's what's really going on. Let's continue. Researchers test facial recognition across 3 continents. They successfully filed payment tablets run by Chinese company Alipay and WeChat, as well as a border crossing checkpoint in China. In Amsterdam, the printed mask fooled a facial recognition checkpoint at the certain airport in Amsterdam, which name I cannot pronounce. Schiphol. The researchers say their findings suggest that anyone who prints out a lifelike mask resembling someone else can bypass security checkpoints to fly or shop on their behalf. Wow. So basically, if like your facial recognition is linked to like your flight miles, or your credit card in some way, people can use it. Yeah. Wow. This, you know, we think we're safe by securing ourselves with pins, with facial recognition, with thumbprints and stuff. But the truth is, all technology can be at some point figured out by someone else, because it's made by a human being. So we got this smart ass human being, or human beings, that put together this whole security system. Well, there's even smarter human beings to unravel the whole situation, the whole coding. So we can never think that we're extra secure. So it's upon us as individuals to secure our personal being, and to be aware of what could really happen, and not be so vulnerable ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We really need to be paying attention, and it's really like a pet peeve of mine when people walk across the street, down the street, in stores, looking at their phones, like not even like just to look and then look back up, but they're like, this is how we're walking now, hunched over with our faces in our phone. And that is such a vulnerable state to be in. A person can snatch your purse, snatch your phone. People are looking for those type of people. And then what they do, they steal your phone. And next thing you know, they're printing out masks of your face, because, so, we need to get ourselves out of this vulnerable state and thinking we're so secure. We're not. Okay, let's finish. Let's finish up here. Okay, technology providers should be held accountable if they do not safeguard users to the highest standards. There are so many companies involved that it highlights an industry-wide issue that substandard facial recognition tech. Kenron CEO Albert Liu said in a statement, some facial recognition software proved impervious to the printed mask test. However, researchers wrote that Apple's Face ID and Hewitt's I never know. I never known the name to this, but that it's a phone company also. Facial recognition both passed their test, and that's good. Good for everybody else, but but me. Both of which use more sophisticated technology known as structured light. So what's going on, Samsung? You don't use structured light? Now I gotta look into that. But that's interesting, though. I wonder if during their process of making this technology, um, did they look into that, like fake mask type situations to better secure their their face ID technology? So then that's end up being why these researchers now are going to see if their facial ID technology is impenetrable. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still trying to figure out why did they research this. Okay, last paragraph, researchers noted that for the most part, the tests were carried out with the permission of human security guards supervising the checkpoints. As long as humans are present and notice the mask, facial recognition checkpoints aren't entirely unsecure. So, people, this was an interesting cup of coffee this morning to find that out. But, we have to know our own selves that life ain't that secure. But we have to secure our own persons. And when I was saying we look down, you're very vulnerable at that state. Anything can happen. So if somebody steals your purse, steals your phone, stabs you, you look down, you didn't even see who did it. You know what I'm saying? So that's a very unsafe position to be in. So, always know that people are looking for you to be in a vulnerable state. And then once they get your information, they making face masks of you, got your card, got your identification, all that type of stuff. Oh, see, if they steal your purse and your phone, now they got your face. Now they got your face and they got your information. So always look, you need to be looking up, looking around in your surroundings, no matter what, even though we live in a technology society. You don't put trust in that. You put trust in yourself to keep yourself secure. And so that's what I have to say, people. I mean, it's very interesting now that people are having this 3D printing technology that they can just have in their homes. Hey, we don't know how far people are going to take this situation. So speak on it in the chat and let me know what you think about this situation.